Hello and welcome back to the final 9 holes of the 2023 Preserve Championship presented by Prodigy Disc. We have a front-running Rickster. Gonna see if he can hold on JomezPro with Nate Sexton, Jermey Koling, and Paul Ulibarri.
Hang on is what he's going to need to do, as Calvin has closed in that gap in the last couple of holes here. He is only holding on to a 2-shot lead right now over Calvin Heimburg, 29 under par to Calvin's 27, and James Conrad, who's just kind of been a little off, just been a little bit off, opening the door for all these guys here on chase card, second card, third card, fourth card. They're all making some serious runs right now.
There's 30 people at 24 under.
It's just,
it looks like they're just scrolling on
it's
by.
the number.
I think I'm going to do a little hot take here. Ricky, front runner, best we've ever seen. Best we've ever seen with a lead.
Climo.
Yeah, I would say
Climo number one,
but
and then
I never really got to see him play that much. And in my era of people holding a lead and just the sheer terrifyingness of that,
I think I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm on the hot take Yuli on the front runner thing.
Hole 10, par 5, 1158, Boom City. Maybe see some sort of 3 action here if somebody gets one turned over enough. The wind is helpful.
Yeah, it's
but Nicholas Gill with the 3 in a row. I like that a lot.
And there he is again, putting that whole body into that shot shape and nailing the line and getting good distance. Not big distance, but everything that he needs to put himself in position to get the birdie. This is high. Is it turning enough?
I kind of lost it in the clouds.
Enough to, well, it's fine. It's actually past the bunker grass, so that's actually pretty good.
Not a good angle to play for a 3, though.
Not a good angle to play for the 3, and it's actually with the tree that's up the fairway gonna make him go hyzer, and so that's gonna cut into some of that.
Here's that wide
distance.
roller again.
Does it flip?
Sure does.
Then it's huge.
Yeah, that's over 6.
Is that green? Look how tiny that basket is. There's no way that's green light go, right?
No. I mean, what is he doesn't need. He messed with that yesterday and paid a big price.
Yeah.
He's going to play 100 short.
Okay.
The big price he paid though in the end was only 1 stroke because he still saved his par.
Is this one bigger?
The angle's nice.
It's a very good laydown from James.
Where's Ricky's? I think it's behind him. No. Come on,
Similar.
Pando. Get that camera over there.
There it is. All right.
Nice job.
And Nick's going to play onto the right side. That sidewalk that you may see come into play way off to the left is out of bounds line, but he's not even close to that. He's actually closer to the middle creek.
Skinny little area he decided to throw to.
Yeah, and aggressive. He pushed it pretty close to that grass. This is the more common play that you see, clearing that little creek. Way up there, probably 150, 170 maybe to the basket from there.
Was this one playing as the easiest?
This is the 3rd easiest.
Okay. Well, I guess we had the little water carry over there. 18 as well.
This is really aggressive.
Yes. And James has turned that one safe.
C2 nearly.
Whoa. I was fairly certain that one was out of bounds.
70 or 80?
Well, if he's green light go, then this is...
Oh, my gosh. He is not afraid. He's not laying at 100
That's a
short.
conservative, aggressive play. He never got that thing wide enough to really finish back at the pin, but he's out there in a position where he could potentially make a bomb for the eagle, but he doesn't need it unless he really, really wants it for some reason.
Look how aggressive this shot from Gill was for a layup. I mean, he has pushed it to within 10 feet of the out of bounds. It's perfect in the end.
It certainly is now.
Allows him to do that for the easy birdie. But
and 4 in a row, which is kind of hot on this card.
Yes, it is.
I don't know. If you haven't come out to watch live disc golf yet, get off of your booty and get some tickets, because watching Ricky and These guys throw 1,158 feet in 2 throws is absolutely ridiculous.
It's impressing us.
He didn't
Come on.
turn it.
Come on. Oh.
He didn't turn it over. Like it was all kind of hyzer. It flipped a little bit.
Flipped up to flat, but that's it. Nicholas Gill dissecting the hole with 4 precise shots and taking the birdie, as will the rest of our card. So no eagles on this card, but there are a couple to mention on the field. Anthony Barella, who did it in round 1, went ahead and did it again in round 3, this time from inside bullseye.
Wow.
Yeah, and then Eagle McMahon, who's out there currently trying to charge up the leaderboard, as is Anthony.
Jeez. Yeah, come watch that. Come watch that in person because the basket looks so dang tiny from the tee pad. You'd need a set of binoculars to even know what it was. It might look like a little bald eagle out there or something.
Actually, we saw a couple bald eagles out here on the property.
Yeah.
No, that was the basket of hole 10.
I think maybe that's one of the problems that I'm running into is getting those things confused because every once in a while I'm way farther away from the basket than I thought I would be.
They set us there now.
This hole provided some drama in round 2. One of the most interesting star frames I think I've ever seen here in Jomez. And Nicholas Gill flexing the zone. I like that disc selection. It allows him to really pull hard on the disc and gets that full flight, just nestles right behind.
5 in a row is very impressive.
This is a hard hole to just base too, I think. I mean, you want to miss a little long. He has the perfect weight on it, as does Calvin.
Yeah, just to trust the flight to just get over that wall and then put the brakes on. So hard to do.
Yeah, and I guess that could be the other thing. Is this has a little heavy hyzer? Maybe? No,
it's
that's
just flipping
so
flat. So good.
Gosh, that's a putter. But my point being, you see these guys throw it to the moon on the previous hole and then to have the touch to go in there. You know you have that guy at your course who just rips.
But can they back it up?
But then on a 200-footer, it could go sideways.
Yeah, and even though local guy does throw far, it's not like what we're seeing here.
Yeah.
It's not far like that.
No one does.
Conrad turned over. He's out in Conrad country, and he's in Conrad country.
And then you get to see these guys do this type of thing. Oh, it's fun.
I mean, they're sold. They've got to be sold. You've sold them. You sold me. I want to go buy a ticket.
I'm thinking about dropping out of my next tournament and getting tickets. I feel like the 3 of us would have a good time.
Oh, that would actually be so fun.
That sounds amazing. Honestly, sounds really nice. I can get in the autograph line. Tell people who had mediocre rounds, great shooting.
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
Put their faces on your shirt. Like, hey, man. Mine is I played with David Wiggins. Gill's going to get 5 in a row, by the way.
Let's go. Another star frame. Only 2s on our lead group in round 2 and 3.
And I said, if I ever show up at a distance contest and I don't see a bunch of big wigs, like I want to get a big old wig.
Yeah,
and then just be team big wig.
Yeah, I like that.
With him grunting those 1,000-foot drives.
He grunts them out there, man.
Yeah,
he is an impressive person to see throw distance.
Had a good time playing with him this week. Good to see him out competing again.
He's a good chap.
Yes.
He deserves the word chap. Old 12, but yeah.
Good. 12, par 4, 760 feet. Casually kind of bending left the whole way for that drive, and then harder left still at the end, up over the berm to the elevated basket. If you'd like to throw something that just breaks slightly left, stay out of that sand trap. Anywhere in that area, though, is pretty appropriate to make your next shot.
Ooh, wow. Flexing some completely made up line is Nick Gill. That's going to come up short of the corner. I don't know if he's wide enough to have an angle in, but that was still very lucky to get that much distance.
Yeah, definitely a win to sneak through there, even if it is pinched at the corner.
We got a full yak alert.
Well, yeah, we do.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yeah, that's the best I've seen.
That's full-on yachting.
Incredible.
Wow.
That's probably 275.
No, less.
You guys got me excited about
going to the next event.
Yeah.
Ricky also a little short of the corner. I think he is long enough to have a lean out forehand. James slow-ish on the start. A couple birdies in a row now.
It's going to be a long way to the basket from there.
He threw a really good second shot here in round 2. I think he's a little bit farther back. This one's a little bit more challenging. And he's grounded it.
And it got the tree. Ooh.
That is a spicy pepper.
Little forehand roller position play here. Don't think he can get very much progress.
Don't go into the nettles. Okay, that's
well
curled
done.
up.
I don't think he's done that much.
The flick roller.
Yeah, it didn't look like
it looked a little awkward.
Yeah, it looked a little loopy.
Yeah,
Worked well.
Go play bluegill, man. You'll throw some flick rollers.
Ooh, caught some cabbage, double cabbage, some twizzies. Gonna have to earn it from there. Calvin, big opportunity if he can put this pretty dang close.
Get under that.
And a little smack down there with the low limbs. Those things do come into play, obviously. We'll give that a B, just a B flat approach. Could have been much better. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. I mean, with such a great drive, you want to be closer.
You just feel like you should be nestled.
But anything in the circle on this hole is just fantastic.
Mm-hmm. And Nick to save the par now. Very touchy shot. And
I'm officially impressed.
Yeah.
I'm officially impressed. He held himself together. He's tied for 6th right now with 5 in a row with a tough par.
He's a good player.
Ricky.
Oh, running it in.
Man.
A third of the way there.
Okay, so let me tell you something. This is why he's terrifying with the lead, because he gets those. He's not afraid to show emotion. He lets the card know. I mean, that is just Ricky at his finest right there. That's a beautiful putt.
Calvin officially cannot miss any putts from here home.
Nope.
And there's a missed putt.
I really think that is about it for his chances. Like, Ricky's not going to give that much on this back 9. The way Rick's been playing it,
he's been playing it well.
Yeah, it's not that the numbers don't add up. It's that the energy doesn't make sense. It's like clearly Ricky is controlling all the important moments. It's not any point has Calvin really dictated the pace of the round, even though he had those 2 holes where he made stretches or it caught into the lead.
Yeah.
It didn't. I don't know. It just hasn't felt that way yet.
I just don't expect Rick to get 3 more pars with the holes that we have left.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, anything can happen though. There are hole 14, hardest hole in the course coming up. Could be a 2-stroke swing.
Introducing the F9, Prodigy's most understable fairway driver. The F9 is designed for beginners and lower arm speeds to get maximum distance, full flex flights, and effortless hyzer flips. The F9, coming soon to ProdigyDisc.com.
Let's talk a little bit about the momentum that Rick takes. So this is 13. This is a little par 3 straight down the middle. But I think what people forget is, in order to win tournaments, sure, if you birdie every hole, that's great. But in these moments, picking the spots, like you said, Jerm, the big spots of momentum on your side is huge. We just saw him make that putt. Calvin makes that 80% of the time.
Yeah.
But Ricky gets the crowd on his side there with the raptor legs and everything. He's one of the greatest of all time of momentum. He talks about it all the time, and then everybody kind of believes it too, because then he shows you what he's talking about with play.
Mm-hmm. And Nicholas grounding that one. You said something interesting on the last hole that I want to follow up with. Is you said he's not afraid to show emotion. I'd go a step farther and say he goes out of his way to show emotion. I think that's like kind of his battle cry in a way. Oh, look at Calvin. He did the same thing in round 2 and hit the bucket. This time it just goes a little bit deep, but a beautiful shot.
Yes.
I feel like it's gamesmanship on his part in a way, because sometimes it feels dramatically like emphatic. Like he gives himself a fist bump for every good shot.
Yeah.
And he's not doing that in round one. He might do a little bit of that in round one.
Doesn't matter in round one.
But it's just, it's cool to see that he uses that to his advantage. Nick a little bit hot with the approach. No, puts the brakes on at the perfect time. That is about 1 inch of height away from going another 30 feet.
Terrifying putt to run right here.
Oh. And that will be an awkward footing. Rick is not slamming doors. He's slamming bands right now.
Now Calvin makes that. Still a ball game.
Oh, definitely. Opportunity to control that momentum.
We see Calvin do that as well with good putting. Oh, that's not it.
No.
Oh, no.
This has been an awful putting round for Calvin Heimburg.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, just absolutely awful putting round.
And what a testament to the rest of his game that he's still in third.
Yeah.
29th place, yeah. First drop stroke of the round, I believe. I don't think he has any other bogeys.
Unbelievable.
But, I mean, he's given himself birdie look after birdie look. That's his MO. He's circle one master.
What I was going to say with Calvin is when he's in control, he makes the putt and his pace increases walking towards the basket. If you notice, he has that little swaggy walk that he does, which is kind of the same thing that Ricky does. He takes control of that momentum of like...
That is back-to-back holes where Calvin had full advantage to take a stroke on Ricky.
Yeah.
And not only did he not take a stroke, he lost a stroke. 2 consecutive holes.
To be fair, Ricky birdied.
Yeah, he birdied one of them, but he missed the putt there. Like,
Yeah.
Calvin got to see Ricky miss that putt. That door was wide open.
Yes. Hole 14, par 5, 1,058 feet. Low ceiling, right moving drive. A low forehand is probably your best option if you have it. And then you've got OB down the left side the entire way. Bad rough on the right, sloping down to the river. Big slope behind the basket as well. So that final shot into the green is a really tough distance read.
All right, you guys asked me about what the hardest hole in the course was. And then you guessed successfully that it was hole 14. I'm not going to read names. I'm not going to do that here on this program. But I'm going to say 8, 8, 8, and then 9, 9, 9, 9, 9.
Wow.
5 9s were taken, 3 8s.
Wow.
This hole has the big score potential with the OB left on the second shot and that hillside at the end.
I'm guessing the hillside is more dangerous than the OB for when you're taking numbers that big.
You can roll OB. And this drive goes OB. So James,
This is the play right here. If you have even if you have a 330 sidearm, it's the play because you want to be a little bit wide, and then it opens up the fairway to where you can actually even overturn a turnover or something in those woods on the right and avoid the OB. This is really good.
Oh yeah, it worked. I thought it was in danger.
Yeah, I didn't like it either, but it had enough to get over, and then just also enough floppiness to it to just sit down on the edge.
And I kind of like that they left the middle, that ditch, safe.
Casual, yeah.
Because then people try to go.
Yeah.
And they end up in there. To where if they didn't have that, people would lay up short every single time, then pitch across, and then you'd see a lot more bogeys, but you would also see more pars.
It's a more exciting I agree with you.
Yeah.
It is way more exciting in that way. James from the OB Lie gets across. Calvin with a really nice second shot. And here's Ricky's forehand. If you can play it forehand, 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 I think that is the best way to avoid the OB.
Yeah, huge advantage to have the 400-foot hyzer. Even 380 hyzer, 380, then you have about 3 in.
This looks pretty committed.
Yeah, definitely. Sit
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Let's go.
Buddy.
Nick Gill.
great shot.
So cool. So hard to do from that range to get it to sit there. But again, he's got the right floppiness in that forehand.
Oh, drift. Why don't you?
Conrad not too interested in that whole bogey business. Gonna save the par with a beautiful approach. Still crazy to me that his only bogey's on the easiest hole on tour. I can't think of a lower than 2.31 right now off the top of my head.
It's not a great shot there from Ricky, leaving it circle's edge. That's dangerous. Because I feel like that's the spot where you can't really lay it up.
Yes, I agree.
And so you have to go. And that's like best case scenario, I think, for the rest of the field is him landing at those distances right now, because he's going to go and maybe he misses another one and gets a crazy roll away or something.
Calvin's got to do better. The way his putting game has been, he's got to put that closer. Ricky.
But then he does that, and then it's worst case scenario.
Yeah, then it hurts you even worse
Yeah.
somehow. Yep.
I believe out of his hand, or after it landed, Ricky said, well, that's a layup. I don't think he knew that he was right at circle's edge.
Oh, wow.
But I think he had decided, I have a comfortable enough lead. I don't need to run anything from 45. Finding out he's at circle's edge, he went ahead and went for it and made it.
Great birdie.
Good to see there.
Well played hole from the group.
Yeah, 3 under for the card.
With an OB penalty stroke.
Yep, only 12 total throws. And
Redolin.
Cole
15
Redolin.
under.
Eagles the final hole to get to 15 under.
From about 45.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
From about 45 feet in a dead headwind. Just buried it.
But still, even with that performance, it's 32 under for him. Ricky's already 33.
I actually heard something different. I had heard that he shot his 15 under very similar to Rick's, where that he did not make one C2 putt.
No, that's not true. I saw
Okay.
I personally saw it.
Oh, Ricky, door open once again. Just a high release. Not something you expect with his forehand ability.
I think if he decides to go roller, I think the green is still in play for him from there.
I agree with you. Yeah. Very good. That's fine. Tall grass is tough to run up in. I've been over there. That's about it. The distance really isn't that bad. This is smoked.
This is perfect. You couldn't really draw it up any better with the big skip too.
Nice.
Calvin's forehand once again showing all that he has, man. He's got a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Nice late drift on that.
I think that's just a mid-range.
I love the way he's able to control the height. He is one of the best at that.
Ricky's going air here.
Oh, he's a little bit more over here than I thought.
Just needs to move right.
It's doing it.
Move right more.
It's doing all of it.
Keep going forward.
It's at the edge of the circle.
Whoa. mid C2.
Huge shot.
And I think they had him somewhere in the 570 range to the pin, or 617, I think is what it said. 617 to
Wow.
That's why you need to get those tickets. I'm telling you. Camera's cool. Looks doable. I Thing looks like a bald eagle over there.
A little bit low, a little bit outside, not going to work its way back.
That's
towards
probably
the basket.
the high grass doing its bunker play there by tripping him up a bit in his swing.
Not too much distance left for Calvin. Can he beat that? No.
Hey.
Gonna have to pass another test.
How many times has he done that? Just a little tiny thing stopped him from being bullseye. He sure does throw those things well, though, huh?
Can Ricky just slam everything right here? Slam the door.
Oh, weird lift. Go back and watch that again at home. I don't think we're going to show that again here. That thing definitely right out of his hand just got a quick lift, and it was perfectly on line.
Yeah, and that's a great putt right there. With the left to right wind, you're expecting that to drop with the kind of hyzer push that Rick has.
James still hasn't missed the putt in the circle. And another challenging one from the this guy has. This guy has missed many. And that tree really proving to be annoying now that he was unable to capitalize on the putt because he was definitely heading inside the bullseye. I mean, that had the perfect angle, pace, speed, everything.
I'm just shocked at how this continues to plague him during this round. I feel like we've seen some rounds with Calvin where he kind of starts off and you're like, man, lamenting a few misses, but he figures it out. And this one has just been dogging him all day.
There's something about sand that reminds us of ourselves. What were once great stones have been ground down over years and years into something so small. But sand also shows us that everything we do matters, and that together, even our smallest actions can create great dunes. Because little by little, a little becomes a lot.
Hole 16, par 3, 402 on the mound. Big tricky thing here is anything that comes into this mound, nothing likes to stay. Unless you just absolutely hit the angle perfectly, which is always hard. There's always a head right to left, which is the hardest one to throw in. And for some reason today, it decided to pick up for the lead card right now.
It's kind of funny how the whole course can be as calm as can be. You get to 16, all bets are off. The wind is just always blowing in your face on this tee. James just outside the circle. Ricky, this is looking a little deep, but he'll have a tailwind putt from 44 feet, 3 inches. And did you guys see there as Nicholas Gill throws this one, and this one's moving left, it's going to need some help. Did you see Eagle McMahon coming in with a 14 under?
That's nice.
Clawing himself back from deep down after a 6 under start. Quality finishing rounds to jump him up into, I believe, 3rd place.
Oh, there's the curl.
You don't have to worry about missing putts inside the circle if you're in that closest circle.
Low and pretty flat, so the skip is a little bit more gentle than it might otherwise be.
It's also just a hair from being 40 feet down the hill right there.
Or
Like
kissing that tree and just gone. Oh, I like that line. Almost.
Rick, that is, oof.
That's it.
That's the first nail on the door. There's been many nails on the door. It's one of the last nails, I should say.
Almost finished building that door.
Yeah. Just so he can slam it shut.
Yeah, that's the one right there. I mean, now he can par out. He's just fine.
Wow, these are some big putts he's hit down the stretch. Almost nailing the last putt.
That would have been a roar.
Yeah,
if
that
he
would
got up and down from 600.
Oh my gosh, 617.
Oh.
Decent effort for Conrad. Still, once again, just hasn't been his day. Close.
Yeah, so that just allows Ricky to be able to get a par on 17, par on 18, one of the easier holes, and this is over.
A hole that he is 4 under through 2 rounds on.
Yes.
And he's not gonna
He ain't gonna
that.
par.
No.
He's gonna go ahead and keep the foot down, I think.
Yeah, Eagle McMahon finishing at 31 under. So some solid performances on the course, man. Just some really good rounds that catapulted players up into that top 10, top 5 range.
Cole at 32, Calvin at 30. So still a lot to play for Calvin, despite all the regrets he's going to have about his performance today. He's still got a chance to get up there into solo second with a perfect finish.
This is Ricky's best drive in the hole yet.
I think if you're Calvin in this situation, I don't know, have you guys ever been in a situation where you're kind of getting beat down and you almost start to feel better about the fact that the guy's winning by so much so you don't have to lament the missed putts? Have you ever kind of, I've thought about it that way where I'm like, hey, that's fine. If he beats me by 7.
A lot of practice in getting beaten down by a lot.
Yeah. I think you can take some solace that it isn't like you don't have to go home and not be able to sleep because you missed 2 putts that made the difference.
I totally get where you're coming from.
Because I think Rick's winning by enough that even had Calvin had a phenomenal putting day, we'd be talking about a battle to be sure, but I'm not sure it would have been enough.
I mean, I think I can count 6 misses, and one of them was 2 misses on 1 hole.
Then it might have been enough.
Yeah,
That's about enough right there.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't really been in position to bogey.
Yeah.
Except for that one time that he missed the putt that turned into the bogey.
Oh, be there.
Yeah, and let's just say right now Ricky makes this. That puts him to 8 under. I'm sorry, but on the course today in these conditions, not very good. Not very good as far as standards are when we're seeing a 15, 14 from other people. So
that's true.
He didn't need that, though. What he needed to do is put him in position to shoot 9 to 12 under, somewhere in that range. And right now he is sitting at 8 under with an opportunity to get to 10 on the final hole.
I just didn't feel like he was ever not in control.
Yeah,
this round. You know, even he had a couple missed putts, but the other guys weren't capitalizing, so he was like fine with it. It wasn't like he was getting pushed to make these putts.
His misses just seem like normal misses. I don't think they look like misses that were caused by nerves or tension of somebody chasing him down. It's just like, just missed the shot by a little bit.
Yeah, he started with those 3 pars in a row. Had Calvin or James been able to put down 3 birdies in a row, it would have been a whole different dynamic the whole rest of the way home, I feel like.
Yeah.
But because he didn't pay much of a price early, got to kind of settle in maybe, get a couple birdies on some of those harder holes, and now he's just been putting on a show for us.
Well, I mean, he's got a huge tee shot here. He just can't take a quadruple bogey right now on the hole that he is 4 under through 2 rounds on. The question is, how big is he going to go off the tee? Is he going to try to get in position to eagle it again? That would be a pretty sweet way to hammer this thing shut. Or is he just going to get one up there and kind of take his time? There's 2 different ways to go about this, but if I know Ricky well, I think that his safe play is the big aggressive shot. And as long as he doesn't do anything too crazy, this should just be a victory lap par 5.
Really hard hole to take a quad. This is a tough one.
Yeah. You gotta work. Now it's going to be really hard because this is kind of cooked.
I love how far left he throws that and trust his driver to turn. I mean, he is all the way up there on the golf green. That is a certified bomb.
This is coming from a guy before the tournament who wasn't sure he was even going to play because his wrist was hurting him that bad.
Wow.
I'm reminded of a 2013 victory at Deglow where Ricky had those knee issues, or was it ankle issues or knee issues.
Pulled his calf muscle.
Calf. It was a calf issue. Yeah. And
pulled
he
his
was
calf muscle.
hobbling through the course and just ran circles around the field. It's not the first time he's played injured and played well.
Oh, my caddy says it a lot, Brad. He says, beware of the injured golfer.
Is that what I got to do?
Well, I mean, there is something to it because your expectations kind of go out the door, and maybe it makes you play a little more free. I mean, Jordan did it with the flu.
I have definitely convincingly lost to a limping Ricky Wysocki. It was at the memorial. I remember him just going, and just wincing his way through and just putting down scores.
Yeah.
And Ricky's waving, enjoying this walk as he should. Incredible performance. Good drives for our card. And let's see how aggressive James Conrad is going to get here. Well, he's getting aggressive on that fall.
Put everything into it. Does this have enough to carry?
Needs distance.
He had issues with this in round 2.
It's all tall grass.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Gonna have issues with it once again. An opportunity to save the par from the top of the hill.
We see Mr. Gill here tied 9th. So put this one in bounds. Get himself a nice little top center.
You know, another thing to think about for Mr. Nicholas Gill is a USDGC spot on the line.
Got to be looking good for that.
I don't think
He's
he has
looking
any
really
problems. Yeah.
I think they said there were 4 spots available or something.
I think that's how they do that. Yes.
You guys just don't eat. I'm sitting next to 2 U.S. champs who've never looked at the qualifying list for years. They're just like, oh, yeah, I think there's U.S. spots up for grabs. No clue.
I kind of forget that people still have to qualify for it.
It's stressful, let me tell you.
Calvin, a shot at the eagle, and that would catapult him past Conrad Dolan's score of 32 under. And Ricky's going to finish this one at 6 down.
There's nobody better at eagling this hole. It just feels like a foregone conclusion to me.
That just seems so easy. Why was that so easy?
Look at him just laughing with his caddy like, look how easy this is for me. See how much angle I put it on at 412 feet? That's hilarious. They call this a par 5. We make jokes. It's tough. We're seeing 2 people right here have to go back in line of where they went out of bounds for some good footing so they can get up and down for the par. Hopefully. That's not enough. Maybe the nerves finally catching up with.
Yeah, that seemed like a nervy shot.
But that's okay. Hey, you know what? Successful day for Nicholas. He held the box with these guys for a while.
Yeah.
Made a 5 birdie streak run in the middle there with the crowd.
Putting the Gill family on notice here. I mean, and really bringing Grand Rapids to the main stage. If Kyle Klein didn't already do that many years ago. But either way, good for him. Good for him.
Look at the excitement from Ricky. Let's see if we can get a little magic here from Nicholas to finish.
Ricky just has such an infectious smile. It's just, when you see him having fun, it is a good time. And look at Cale and his pregnant wife, Victoria, there standing by the Black Bear Trophy. So Calvin will tie Cole for 2nd place. He gets the putting dialed. No one's better.
Yeah,
Just no one's better.
I mean, I've never finished 2nd place putting like that. Like that.
Yeah.
That just says all you need to know. Like, he's not even close to firing on all cylinders, and it's still a 2nd place next to his name. But this is the guy.
2-time champion. Let's hear it. Oh, somehow finds a way to get that raptor in. And there's that smile. He dropped the trophy the first time. Let's see if he handles this one with a little bit more care.
It's pretty heavy. I'm told.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
There you go.
A hand for balance.
Yeah, it felt amazing. I mean, there's ups and downs in that round, as you know, you can expect in any round. Yeah, you had the final card, lead card pressure. Yeah, I just felt like I got those momentum strokes when I needed to get them and kind of keep Calvin and everyone behind me. And I was really happy with the way I was able to control the tournament. The first day I was kind of up in the air about playing. I took ibuprofen. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go play, and I played the best round of the weekend for me. And I think it's the type of thing where I was just, you know, smooth with my form. I wasn't trying to do anything crazy. And I think the wrist injury allowed me to kind of tone it down a little bit and not really go hyper aggressive at some of the par fives. I was just really happy with how I recovered, and just happy to be in the presence and of the big bear again.
Let's give one more shout out to Cale Leviska and his crew up here. All the sponsors for the event, Body Armor for delivering the drinks this week. But Cale, I mean, this is a dream come true for him to have all these people enjoying a wonderful week camping here at this beautiful location. And this is also the anniversary of ticket sales at the Disc Golf Pro Tour. This event in 2020 kicked off that whole program. It's made the purses in disc golf more sustainable for these Disc Golf Pro players.
What a tournament. Ricky does it again, despite, as he would say, laying back on the par 5. Somehow he goes 6 down on hole 18, probably birdies every other par 5. But, you know, you heard it from him. He was not going full out. So watch out, world. You know, once that wrist starts feeling better, I mean, I think he's getting ready to go try to take Europe by storm. Nice to see him rounding into form. Perfect time of the season to do it.
Looking at that score, I mean, averaging better than 12 under a round, that's ridiculous. It really is. It's phenomenal play from the guy who, you know, he's had a rough couple months, honestly, with those injuries, having to not play a lot of them and then be back in the winner's circle. Happy for him.
Well, we will see you guys in Norway and at the European Open coming up. That ends it for this part of the U.S. tour. We'll be back in the States in about 3 or 4 weeks. But until then, we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.